turmoil over ICE detainees getting the coronavirus vaccine. Why a local activist group is demanding something be done to fix the process.
Plus, an anti-Trump billboard displayed in downtown Phoenix has a new look. The details behind its new message.
And later this half hour on Break It Down, how imposter syndrome can affect us.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Reed Harmon.
And I'm Jenna Delatorre. Thank you for joining us. As prison populations throughout the state of Arizona begin to get vaccinated, immigration advocacy groups are demanding that ICE detainees get their fair share. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Vlahovic looked into where the friction comes from.
Isis Gill is the interim director of the activist group Puente. She says the vaccination plan for ICE detainees lacks transparency.
We have been, through a lot of our campaigns, have been in contact with a lot of detainees in ICE jails and prisons throughout the state. And we know for a fact, unfortunately, that none of our people have been vaccinated.
According to ICE, COVID-19 vaccines are being allocated by local and state health departments and were incorporated into the total COVID-19 vaccine amounts distributed by the federal government to each state. In a statement, the spokesperson for ICE says, quote, "At this time, a limited number of ICE detainees have begun to receive the COVID-19 vaccine based on availability and priorities for vaccinating individuals in the state where they are currently detained." Yvette Borja of ACLU Arizona says that the public needs more information.
It seems like it's happening very haphazardly.
The statement also says that, quote, "vaccines that detention facilities receive from their state may be administered by ICE Health Service Corps or contract facility medical staff or through other processes as defined by the state and or local vaccination implementation plan." Borja says since last year, the ACLU has been following the COVID-19 cases within ICE detention centers.
The ACLU of Arizona sued ICE and the Core Civic Facility because of the lack of COVID preparedness and the mismanagement of COVID.
According to the ICE website, as of February 23rd, the total confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arizona's detention centers are 114 in Florence Correctional Center, 292 in Eloy Federal Contract Facility, 100 in Florence Detention Center, and 585 in La Palma Correctional Facility.
Some of the treatment that they've given our people is just inhumane. Like, for example, we've heard of people that have gotten tested positive for COVID-19, and as a means to take care of that, they've put them in solitary confinement. As we all know, that's a form of torture.
According to Core Civic, the private company who operates ICE detention centers, as of the week of February 14th, they had administered 4,500 COVID-19 vaccines across 20 facilities located in 10 states, and they continue to receive doses of COVID-19 vaccines at several facilities. But Borja believes taking care of ICE detainees during the pandemic is in everyone's best interest.
Experts have long been talking about how these detention centers are like a tinderbox ready to explode with COVID because there is no way to social distance.
Ryan Vlahovic, Cronkite News.
ACLU Arizona is still involved in a lawsuit with Customs and Border Protection regarding the conditions at their short-term facilities and will be paying close attention to case rates throughout the facilities moving forward.
While new COVID-19 mutations are popping up here in the U.S. and around the world, they're being studied and tracked right here in Arizona. The Translational Genomics Research Institute, known as TGen, is a nonprofit focused on sequencing the genome of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. They identify variants like the one from the United Kingdom. That UK mutation of the virus accounts for less than 1% of the cases TGen has sequenced in our state since December. But another variant that started much closer to home may be a bigger threat. The so-called California variant is responsible for about 60% of the cases in California and 16% in Arizona.
One of the reasons why the California variant is important is it does have a mutation that theoretically has the risk of causing some antibody escape. So it might cause some erosion of the effectiveness of the vaccine in the future. Right now, we think the vaccines still work with all these variants, but we got to look for these important mutations and track them just in case they start to have an effect. That's going to be important for public health and for the vaccine makers.
TGen experts say the variant will only become more common. But like the rest of the mutations worldwide, it would only become a concern if it started showing the ability to survive the vaccine. In that case, booster shots would be the only thing needed to maintain vaccine efficacy. At the start of the pandemic, masks and face coverings were homemade and whatever we can find. However, as we approach the 1-year mark, scientific advancements are allowing for the design of game-changing masks. Abigail Verwick shows us the mask being called a COVID killer, created by one local company.
Inonox Technologies is unveiling a new mask. The company received FDA approval for a new type of mask that kills 99.9% of the COVID-19 virus in just a minute.
This has been a work in progress. We're not, most people in America, no one knew anything about a mask a year ago, or a year and a half ago, right? And now we're all kind of experts.
The line of RespoCare masks are made of a surgical-grade flat mask as well as an N95 respirator model to provide the wearer with active protection. Its 4-layer design is made up of an outer layer that traps droplets, an antiviral layer that uses a rayon-coated material, a filter layer that traps any remaining fine particles, and is completed with a liquid-resistant inner layer.
Post-pandemic, the demand for masks probably won't go away. And again, these can be used in operating rooms. They're surgical grade. So we believe that demand will be out there, and and we have a premium product that is that doesn't only protect the wearer, it protects people around them.
The antiviral coating is a combination of commonly used food additives approved by U.S. regulatory agencies. Inonox is donating more than 10,000 of these new masks to teachers and police in the Valley. Today, company officials handed out masks at Tivon Elementary School. In Phoenix, Abigail Verwick, Cronkite News.
Flu season has virtually disappeared this year as reports show cases of the flu are far lower than they've been in decades. February is typically the height of the flu season, but experts say a combination of wearing masks, social distancing, and virtual schooling is driving down the cases of viruses in the U.S. This is positive news for hospitals, which were concerned about an influx of flu patients overwhelming emergency rooms and staff fighting the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's been a beautiful week across the valley with temps in the 80s, and we're about to cool things off as we head into the weekend. Melissa Zaremba is joining us now with more on that. Melissa?
Right now we're seeing clear and sunny skies and some wind, but we're in a good spot compared looking at the high temperatures across the nation. Looking at Buffalo, 33 degrees, comparing it with Phoenix, 71. So we're in a good spot. Taking a look at our future forecast, we're gonna see some clouds rolling in and some wind, but it's nothing too crazy, but something you're gonna wanna keep your eye on. And then taking a look at our low temperatures, up at the Grand Canyon, 17 degrees, comparing it to Phoenix, 44. So you're definitely gonna wanna bundle up because it's gonna get a little chilly. Taking a look at our evening planner, 68 degrees with plenty of sunshine and clear for the rest of the night. But our temperatures are gonna drop just a tad because look at 10 p.m. 57 degrees, so we're gonna wanna have a light jacket on handy. And then taking a look at starting off our weekend, it's gonna be a lot of sunshine and in the mid-low 70s, but by Sunday, 67 degrees and some sunshine. And then starting off Tuesday and Wednesday, 10% chance of rain with some clouds rolling in, but don't worry, we're gonna warm right back up towards the end of the week because look at Friday, 83 degrees. It's definitely gonna be a roller coaster with our temperatures, but overall it's gonna be really beautiful. In the Weather Center, I'm Melissa Zaremba.
Tonight, the Glendale Elementary School District will hold its first public hearing on closing several schools. District officials say they have to make these decisions because of declining enrollment, and tonight's hearing is a chance for the public to voice their concerns.
You're here to support the community and provide for our families. So that's looking at it. And in the time of the pandemic, really looking ahead with public education, we have to think differently in how we operate and provide support and system of care for our families.
Two schools, Isaac E. Imes and Melvin E. Sign, could be closed as soon as this fall. Coyote Ridge, Desert Garden, and Bicentennial North could be closed by fall of 2022.
For months in downtown Phoenix, the anti-Trump billboard was on display, but now that billboard has a new look. Melissa Zaremba is back to give us the details on the new message now greeting drivers.
A billboard that was all politics in downtown Phoenix has been replaced with a new design. Now it displays an image to honor Black history. The creators of the design are Gisette Knight, CEO of Reality Dreams, and James D. Angelico.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. And, what a billboard. And I think it was a perfect fit to go up.
Knight hopes the new image will help people understand her message in honor of Black history and the Black Lives Matter movement.
It's a powerful piece. You have a beautiful Black woman with long, kinky hair. And then you have Black History Matters in her hair with from 1619 to and beyond. So this is just basically a statement that, Black people matter.
This is one of the murals that is part of the Black History Month mural project, and you will see murals pop up in places like this across the city.
Painting 28 murals representing the 28 days of Black History Month. And one of the things that I wanted to showcase is that our history isn't limited to slavery and the civil rights movement.
Knight thinks having this billboard and murals will inspire people to continue to help support this movement and make a difference.
The billboard is just showcasing, that Black people, our lives have value, and we contributed and we continue to contribute, and just thought provoking, and also how can others contribute to this movement.
Beatrice Moore is a big part of revitalizing this area of downtown. She donated the billboard space to Knight free of charge for a year.
Even though this was put up for Black History Month, which is February, even when it's not Black History Month anymore, that message is still very important, can continue through the year.
Don't be surprised if Knight decides to change this billboard again. She says she has a lot of ideas up her sleeve. Melissa Zaremba, Cronkite News.
Knight says new murals will be coming soon, and to check the Reality Dreams AZ Instagram page or the Black History Mural Project page on Facebook for upcoming details.
I'm Marco Peralta, and after the break, I have your Cronkite Sports Report. First pitch of spring training is this Sunday. We'll show how stadiums are preparing to play in the pandemic next.
Ready to watch the best of PBS anytime, anywhere, on nearly any device? It's easy with the free PBS Video app. Simply download the PBS Video app on your mobile or streaming device. Now you can watch the latest PBS episodes or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and local content from your PBS station.
Here we go. Lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
I think he was a terrific father sometimes. I think that he was a loving husband sometimes. I think he was like so many people, except this enormous talent. Hemingway is very complicated. I hate the myth of Hemingway. It obscures the man, and the man is much more interesting than the myth.
Coming in April to Arizona PBS.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Marco Peralta with your Cronkite Sports Report. It's time to grab your peanuts and Cracker Jacks because spring training games officially start up in the Valley on Sunday. There will be 7 games in the Cactus League on Sunday, with first pitch being thrown around 1 in the afternoon. But unless you're one of the lucky fans who got tickets early, most of these games are sold out. Safety will be a top priority at spring training as new preparations have been put into place. Surprise Stadium, home of the Royals and Rangers, recently hosted a college baseball tournament. Cronkite News reporter Zachary Larson shows us how protocols at the event set the stage for the Cactus League.
The Sanderson Ford College Baseball Classic looked different this year. Held at Surprise Stadium, 4 teams played over 4 days in a tournament with 2,200 fans allowed to attend. It took 6 months to plan and served as a preview for spring training.
You know, collectively, the Cactus League really started working on that together, so we'd have a very similar plan throughout the Cactus League.
That plan includes reduced touch points and physically distanced pod seating of 2, 4, or 6 seats, which can present a challenge. It did for one baseball classic ticket buyer.
Obviously, you want to sit with people so we just bought 2 at a time, and we weren't able to know if we were going to be near someone that we knew.
Fans attending spring training can expect different seating arrangements from years past. Marked here in blue tape is where fans should sit. Other seats are zip-tied shut to enforce pod seating.
I feel totally comfortable with the spacing that they got going on. I got no issues.
They could add a few more seats. There's a lot of them that are roped up, but it was good. The atmosphere is great.
As the stadium reaches its reduced capacity during spring training, having fans feel safe is crucial to the new experience.
Every portion of every event is important, and it sets the stage for, how fans feel, how comfortable they are.
In Surprise, Zachary Larson, Cronkite News.
And on a final note, after being snubbed in the NBA All-Star reserves, Devin Booker was selected to replace the injured Anthony Davis. This is Booker's second time in the All-Star game, standing in for an injured player. And that will do it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Jenna and Reed.
Thanks, Marco. That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.